Somewhere in the Scottish wilderness, there lied a small town hidden among trees, bound by constant darkness. The people in neighboring villages often heard strange noises coming from the town and reported unusual sightings. Nobody dared enter the spooky village. Until now. Gerald, an undead clocksmith, summoned 4 race teams from around the world to compete in a series of rally events descending through the treacherous Scottish Highlands, in an area said to be occupied by terrifying beings. Should they not answer his call, he would turn back time and erase them all from existence.
Welcome back to XR Diecast Racing, folks, and welcome to the first 4 seasons rally tournament, part 1 of a 4-part spectacular special. We're treating you to 8 races today, with Puffs Racing taking on Essex Boys Racing in 2 rally races and 2 obstacle races in the first half, and Raptors Racing going head-to-head with Hardcore Poetic Racing in the second half.
That's right, Joe, and we've doubled up on the obstacles today, so be prepared for carnage.
Hell yeah! We're also going to take a walk into this creepy village and see what all the fuss is about.
Let's look at the vehicle submissions for Puff and Essex Boys. Puffs Racing have submitted this cool Datsun Bluebird 510 for the rally race.
Nice livery. No attachments on the front of this Datsun 620 submitted for the obstacle race, but it's packing some serious weight in the back.
Entering the pit as a spare rally race car is this Porsche 928 Safari, driven by Baby Richie. I hope it's not actually a baby.
Taking on Puffs Racing today, Essex Boys have submitted this light fuss Felion for the rally race, driven by Dangerous Brian.
Whoa!
This heavy-hitting Ford F-150 Lightning will be plowing through obstacles in the obstacle race.
What a beast.
Entering the pit as a spare obstacle race vehicle is this 83 Chevy Silverado, bossing a plow on the front to smash through those obstacles.
Nice.
God, I hate clowns. Starting in the left lane in the blue Datsun, it's Puffs Racing and Essex Boys Racing on the right in our first rally race.
Puff almost flipped on the sharp turn. We're planning to get the diggers in to bank this turn later this year.
Essex Boys are not too far behind approaching the chicane. Nice clean jump from Puff. We've had a pretty clear run of jumps so far on this track up.
We have had top-tier talent racing, to be fair. Nice clean turn. Puff takes the win for lap 1.
Here comes Dangerous Brian with another clean approach through the canyon.
Yeah, that was a nice clean race. Puff bags 7 points and Essex Boys 4. Let's see how they do in lap 2, and then it's time for my favourite parts.
The obstacle race.
Hell yeah.
Essex Boys and their Felions start in the left lane this time.
I am patiently waiting for a car to flip that.
Savage. Puff's Datsun is just in the lead, but the Felion might just catch up on the inside lane here.
Not quite.
Here comes the jump. Nice and clean again, and we're passing Jeremy's farm.
Oh, Puff's Datsun almost spun out there.
He brushed the side. Don't be dramatic, Joe. Essex Boys are right on his tail through the canyon.
They didn't quite make it. It's another lap win for Puffs Racing, who are off to a good start with 14 points. Essex Boys came pretty close in that lap. We will see how the Felion does against the rest of the teams later in the tournament. But for now, Essex Boys will take on Puffs Racing in the obstacle race.
Puff's Datsun pickup starts in the left lane for lap 1, and Essex Boys Ford F-150 on the right.
2 great trucks, but Essex Boys F-150 is about 13 grams heavier and a stockier build.
It certainly sent those hay bales flying higher than Puff's Datsun.
Ha, this is turning into football. They're both dribbling a bale.
Essex Boys skidded out a bit there, but great recovery.
Yeah, that F-150 handles nicely.
He's just mowing right through the obstacles. What a shame.
Great lap time for the obstacle race. Puff's Datsun has been slowed right down by the obstacles. Here he comes with a flying bin.
Yeah, I think we might need to reassess spectator safety at the finish line.
Not my job.
Anyway, great performance from Essex Boys, who are closing the points gap, scoring 8 points in that lap. Let's see lap 2.
Pennywise is kind of growing on me. He looks sort of friendly.
Stay away from the clown. He will mess you up, Tom.
Okay, Daddy.
Hey, what the?
Watch the F-150 floor it down the ski slope.
Essex Boys Racing have really nailed it with this vehicle.
Yeah, Puff's Datsun isn't far behind, but the F-150 handles the chicane amazingly and gains serious ground here every time.
Essex Boys are getting cocky, now dribbling
What
about.
a smash! Those cones went flying. Damn, son.
Puff is a few seconds behind. Essex Boys win lap 2, and what a lap time that was.
Yes, well done, Essex Boys. Awesome. Don't go anywhere, spectators, as Hardcore Poetic Racing versus Raptors Racing is coming right up. Great start for both teams. Just 2 points between them. Let's see if anyone can top these scores.
We are here in the spooky town. We were going to try and interview Gerald, but Ruby chickened out.
Tom, you screamed like a 7-year-old girl when you saw a squirrel.
Did not so.
I'm pretty sure we walked past Numbskull drinking in that pub over there.
Next up, it's Hardcore Poetic Racing versus Raptors Racing. Hardcore Poetic have submitted this modified 80-gram Baja Bison for the rally race.
Hell yeah. Iron Poet is driving this cleverly adapted no matter what vehicle for the obstacle race.
Genius. Last but not least is this sweet rapid transit bus submitted to the pit as an obstacle race vehicle.
3 heavy beasts there. Rory is behind the wheel of this low-profile green Ford GT40 for Raptors Racing in the rally race.
Bet that's rapid. Big T is wrecking the place up with this dolphin-nosed La Traca in the obstacle race.
It's another Baja Bison in the tournament, starting out in the pit as a spare obstacle race vehicle, weighing 14 grams less than the one from Hardcore Poetic Racing in the rally race. Raptors Racing in their green Ford GT40 take on Hardcore Poetic Racing in a Baja Bison.
A lot of Fords today. The Bisons are deceivingly fast. I can't call this one.
Hardcore Poetic Racing's Bison is right on the limit at 80 grams. The Raptors Ford GT is 52 grams, but we find the handling through the chicane is crucial.
Oh yeah, for sure. Look how behind the Bison is after the chicane. Raptors also have a Bison on standby for the obstacle race. Interested to see how that compares if they take it out of the pit.
Yeah.
Raptors take lap 1, scoring 7 points. Here comes Hardcore Poetic. Nice, clean approach to the finish for both vehicles. Well done, guys.
No DNFs yet, but we've got more obstacles races coming up. But first, lap 2.
You're full of beans today, Ruby, aren't you?
She's had 2 double espressos.
I had no choice. The coffee in the UK is so weak.
Hardcore Poetic Racing are creeping ahead. Wait, nope. Look how much the Bison slowed down on the turn. Handling is everything on this track.
Yeah, and it's not just about having a low profile. The stocky F-150 from Essex boys flew round.
Nice drift, Raptors, although a little close to the trackside.
Another first-place win for Raptors in the rally race. Good job.
Fantastic start for Raptors Racing with 2 lap wins, bringing them to 14 points. If they win at least one of the obstacle races, they could be top of the group. Everything could change next week, though, as the points carry over to the next group event.
Raptors Racing in the green La Troca take on the obstacle race against Hardcore Poetic Racing in a no matter what.
You really went for the P there, didn't you, Tom? Like the way Malfoy says pop.
What's a Malfoy? I'm kidding. Hardcore Poetic are flying ahead. Raptors La Troca is coming in way too slow.
That looks like our first DNF.
Sure does. We will look at the replay in a minute. The attachment on this no matter for Hardcore Poetic seems to be having the desired effect of sending the obstacles behind the vehicle.
Most of them, but yeah, really smart design.
It is skidding about a bit, which could impact the lap time.
Quite a lot, actually, but it's got the job done and completed the first lap in first place.
It looks like the attachment on the front of the La Troca has resulted in hay bales getting sandwiched either side of the vehicle, bringing it to a complete stop. The vehicle also entered this section too slow, as we can see in the replay.
We might be seeing Raptors Baja Bison come out of the pit for the next group event, but let's see how the La Troca does in the final lap. After a great start from Raptors in the rally race, Hardcore Poetic Racing have now equalized after scoring 8 points in this lap.
This is the beauty of being able to submit a spare vehicle to the pit. Teams should take advantage of it.
Oh yeah! Hats off to all of the teams for the wicked designs of their obstacle cars, by the way.
Yeah, really cool. Hardcore Poetic's Nomada is speeding ahead already, leaving Raptors behind.
Raptors are still in the race. They seem to have shunted the hay bales away this time.
They are coming through the chicane pretty slow, though, and it looks like they have come to a stop somewhere else on the track. We will take a look in a minute.
The No Matter isn't the fastest obstacle vehicle we've had, but it's having no trouble with the obstacles.
What a recovery. I thought they were going to spin out for a second.
Unfortunately, Raptors just missed the second checkpoint. Maybe that exorcist thing behind it was responsible. No, just wasn't fast enough, and I think that attachment needed to be wider or a different shape. This track and concept was new territory for these teams who all submitted their vehicles before seeing any of the track. Awesome vehicle design, though.
Well said, Tom. Let's see the final scoreboard for Group 1. Puffs Racing are currently at the top of the scoreboard with 26 points. Essex Boys and Hardcore Poetic are in joint second place, and Raptors Racing are just behind with 18 points. In Group 2, all 4 teams are back again, but going head-to-head with a different team. This could get interesting, particularly if any vehicles get swapped in the pit.
Can't wait.
Welcome back to XR Diecast Racing for Group 2 of the Tournament of the Undead. All 4 teams are back for some more rally racing action after being summoned by Gerald the Undead Clocksmith last week.
Strange events. Hardcore Poetic Racing will take on Essex Boys Racing today in the first half. In the second half, we have Puffs Racing versus Raptors Racing.
Puff is top of the scoreboard, but that could all change today.
Yes, we've got some cars coming out of the pit. Let's take another quick look at the vehicles. Hardcore Poetic Racing have a Baja Bison in the rally race. This rat adapted no matter what for the obstacle race and a rapid transit bus in the pit.
Essex Boys have this bronze fast Felion in the rally race. Fast indeed, but it lost to Puff last week. This Ford F-150 absolutely tore up the obstacle race last week, coming first in both laps against Puff. And in the pit, they have this 83 Chevy Silverado.
Here we go, Rally Race 1. Essex Boys in the gold and black, Fast Feline versus Hardcore Poetic Racing in a Baja Bison. The Bison has been a popular choice on our tracks, but they do seem to struggle with the chicane on this one. Essex Boys have flown through these sections yet again. Really nice handling. Clean jump, but he almost lost control, crashing into the side there, but appears to have made a recovery. Hardcore Poetic Racing are quite far behind now.
Well, they have closed the gap a bit on the open dirt track. Once you release the Bison into the wild, they move fast.
True. Not sure if that was a drift from Essex Boys over the finish line or skidding out of control, but they made first place nevertheless, scoring 7 points.
Doesn't matter how you cross that finish line as long as you cross it. And lap 2 is underway with the Bison pushing ahead slightly on the straight. And it really picks up the speed, descending the mountain here, but unfortunately struggles again on the turn and through the chicane.
We're certainly going to get a good understanding of which vehicles are better suited to this track
What
over
happened
time.
there, Essex Boys? They completely lost control and have slowed right down now. Could Hardcore Poetic build enough speed to overtake?
This could be close.
It's another lap win and another 7 points for Essex Boys Racing. Essex Boys could be on the path to a place in the final if they do well in the obstacle race now.
It's time for the obstacle race. Oh, yeah.
Hardcore Poetic Racing performed well in this orange and black no matter what last week, but is it any match for Essex Boys Ford F-150, which tore up the obstacle race?
I think Essex Boys have built another winner here. It handles the turns and chicane beautifully. That's going to be a hard one for teams to...
You spoke too soon, Joe. Essex Boys spun out doing a complete 180 and are now reversing around the track, but holding their position.
Hardcore Poetic have had no problems getting the obstacles out of the way, but the speed of the Nomada just doesn't compare to the Ford F-150. Unbelievable motor.
Wow! Essex Boys are smashing at this tournament. Will they be the first team to win all races in a group event? Let's find out in lap 2.
Thanks, Ruby. I'm even more excited for the second half with Puff versus Raptors now. Essex Boys are blasting ahead now in the F-150, with the no matter what from Hardcore Poetic getting left behind. And we are dribbling hay bales again.
I'd love to see someone build an F-150 with a surfboard attachment that Hardcore Poetic have put on there no matter what.
Damn, that would be cool. Essex Boys are flying around the last 180 with a bin and cone in tow.
Yet another win for Essex Boys. And we can just see Hardcore Poetic drifted out of that corner after swerving to avoid the obstacles.
Awesome racing. Well done, guys. Essex Boys 54 points and Hardcore Poetic 44. Let's see the next 2 teams.
Let's go.
Puff's Racing take on Raptors Racing next. Let's get a refresh on the vehicles. Puff has a blue Datsun Bluebird in the rally race.
In the obstacle race, JJ Smooth is driving a white Datsun 620 pickup truck.
Will a baby Richie in his Porsche Safari be coming out of the pit today for the rally race?
Rory and his green Ford GT40 killed it last week in the rally race for Raptors. Can he do it again today?
Big T in this Dolphin knows La Troca had 2 DNFs last week, so we can probably assume Terry's Baja Bison will be coming out of the pit for the obstacle race.
Baby Richie has pulled out of the pit in his Porsche Safari for Puffs Racing in the rally race, and Raptors are back in the green Ford GT40.
Both cars coming into the first turn at the same speed.
We're approaching the chicane now. Raptors have pulled ahead into first place, but can they hold it?
Cheeky little drift from the GT40 there.
Puff is hot on Raptors' bumper, closing the gap a little, but the GT40 is handling these turns better. That's first place for Raptors.
That was close and more like the head-to-head action spectators want to see. Well done, Raptors. Let's go lap 2.
Hey, Joe. Knock, knock.
Christ. Who's there?
Nobody, you moron. They have both left the start gate.
Very unprofessional, Tom. Very unprofessional.
Raptors are slightly ahead, but building their lead through the chicane.
No.
Another clean jump.
Raptors are miles ahead now. Baby Richie really needs to step on it.
Maybe he can't reach the pedal, Joe. Think about that for a second.
Ha! Raptors are approaching the finish.
Oh, damn, son. What the heck happened there?
Hope the car is all right. Not sure what happened with the Porsche, but it slowed right down on that 180.
Raptors have almost closed the points gap with Puff, but the obstacle race could change everything. Let's see that action replay.
Beautiful recovery. One more time.
Damn, that was hot. Again.
I don't think so. Let's see the last couple of obstacle races, folks.
Puff's white Datsun pickup takes on Raptors in their Baja Bison fresh out of the pit.
Speedy start from both vehicles, but the other Bison in the tournament struggled through this section.
Puff's Racing are certainly taking advantage of that, taking the lead, while Raptors get stuck behind a couple of hay bales.
We can just see they have both cleared the jump, though. But Raptors have some serious ground to make up.
Yeah, it is not looking good for Raptors Racing, who have unfortunately struggled with the obstacle races so far in this tournament.
The Bison has done way better than their La Troca from last week, though.
Sure has. Puff's Racing looks set to finish Group 2 in second place if they score more than 2 points in the final race. Let's check out the replay for this one first.
We've had a few vehicles, including this Bison, coming in faster on the straight section, but with this being a rally track, the handling is just as important as speed. Vehicle handling through all these turns and the chicane will make or break it for teams.
What's your take on the obstacles, Tom?
Oh, I love them. We are in talks with producers about not doing obstacles before the chicane, though, as this track section is difficult enough without them.
I think that's sensible. It's the final race. Give it all you've got, fellas.
Raptors Bison certainly putting the pedal to the metal, which is a smart move getting ahead before the chicane slows him down.
Raptors actually handled the chicane better than last time, but the vehicle is lacking a means of getting those obstacles out the way.
Yeah, it looks like we might actually have a DNF from Raptors there. Puff's Datsun is absolutely flying around these last couple of turns.
Yes, it is a DNF indeed. I definitely want to see the replay on this one, as it seems the obstacles were the primary cause.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ruby. If you watch carefully, the Bison actually holds the lead until halfway round the chicane, where the hay bales slow it right down. I'd like to see a re-race with the obstacles moved to put it to the test.
Let's make it happen. We can put out a couple of short, standalone race vids. There we have it. Well done, Essex boys, who are currently top of the scoreboard with 54 points. Puffs Racing are not far behind with 50. Hardcore Poetic and Raptors Racing will have to really do something impressive next week if they are to secure a place in the final.
Welcome back to XR Diecast Racing. The fans are going wild for the racing action today, and boy, it won't disappoint. There's not one but two major accidents on the track today, and some strange happenings in the spooky village, so don't go anywhere.
Hell to the yeah, man. First up is Hardcore Poetic Racing versus Puffs Racing.
It's Team Datsun again for Puff today as the Bluebird is back out of the pit. Talking to some of the racers today, tensions are certainly rising with the final round one scores today, deciding which two teams will go into the final.
Puff is certainly off to a good start. I think it was a great move, getting the Bluebird back out of the pit.
Some serious air from the Datsun, passing the newly installed Keith III grandstand. Here we go, approaching the finish line now, and that has got to be the fastest lap time we've had on this track. Unbelievable speed.
Hardcore Poetic have built some reliable vehicles for this tournament with clever designs, but they just needed a little more speed.
Puffs Racing have strengthened their hold on second place in the scoreboard. Let's go to lap 2.
Hardcore Poetic's Bison takes the left lane this time and Puff's Bluebird on the right. These Baja Bisons can go pretty fast, but they are slow to accelerate. Vehicles are handling the first corner so much better now. Puff's Bluebird is lightning fast and still has beautiful handling. Okay, a couple of bumps there, but it slipped into that turn like a glove. The Bison is nowhere to be seen as Puff scores another blinder, a mere 0.4 seconds slower than the first lap.
Love that Bluebird. Puff has built an 8-point lead over Hardcore Poetic after 2 lightning-fast laps. Let's see if Puff can deliver the same results in the obstacle race.
Ruby, has your boyfriend left you or something? You sound a bit glum.
Oh yeah, he left me because he got jealous of me hanging around with all the old gray men around the track. No, Joe. Mind your own.
Wow, Ruby. Shots fired.
Savage.
Puff kicks off the obstacle race in his white pickup on the left and Hardcore Poetic in the transit bus on the right. Let's see some action, boys. Puff is in the lead, approaching the chicane, and damn, Hardcore Poetic launched those hay bales across the track. Oh my God, that's a crash. Puff landed on the barrels and did a barrel roll himself. Can't wait to see that replay. Holy cow, man. Hardcore Poetic are approaching the finish. This will be a much-needed points boost for them.
It will indeed. Let's see where it all went wrong for Puff. I mean, he was flying around the track, dribbling a hay bale, minding his own business, and then bam! He didn't actually land on the barrels. Just an awkward landing altogether. This is our first crash on the jump, and what a mighty one it was at that.
Really impressive reaction from Hardcore Poetic and their transit bus. They didn't panic, just calmly swerved round the carnage and assumed first place.
Well, Puff still crossed 2 of 3 checkpoints despite the accident and therefore bagged 4 points. Hardcore Poetic bagged 8. Let's see if Puff can make the jump in the final lap. That is a magnificent vehicle from Hardcore Poetic. If there is ever an apocalypse, I am partnering up with them for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely got one of the best obstacle destroyers that we've seen. It just clears the way, y'all. Puff has cleared the jump this time and is now right on Hardcore Poetic's bumper. That spin out could just have cost him the race, though. Here we go. Final approach to the finish, and here comes Puff, and oh my god, he's reversing into Puff to sabotage the race. That was close. Is that allowed? What the hell?
Anything goes in the obstacle race, Tom. Don't go anywhere, spectators, as we've got Essex boys and Raptors coming right up, and then we will reveal who is in the final.
Who? I want to know. Who broke Ruby? Her spark has gone.
I think she is upset that King Charles declined her lunch invite.
Anyway, apparently some daft spectator decided to go wandering into the spooky village and died outside the tattoo studio. Forensics and everything down there.
Seeing more. People go into the spooky village after someone died is like one of those annoying horror movies where victims walk towards the creepy sounds. Run away.
Essex boys are back with their fast Felion in the rally race, an undefeated Ford F-150 in the obstacle race.
Things changed for Tyson Fury. Raptors will take on Essex boys in their Ford GT40, weighing exactly the same as the fast Felion at 52 grams. The Baja Bison is back for the obstacle race. Essex boys on the left in the fast Felion take on Raptors on the right in the green Ford GT40. I really can't call this one. Both have been pretty fast this tournament. Essex boys are taking the lead descending the mountain and are absolutely flying around the chicane, with Raptors seemingly closing the gap now. Oops, I hope Raptors can recover from that 180 spin. They are reversing round the track now, but way behind Essex boys.
That's a lap win for Essex boys. These guys are smashing it this tournament.
They sure are, Joe. They are right on track for a place in the final at the moment. Especially as we know they have not lost a single obstacle race so far in this tournament. Let's see the final rally race lap first, though.
It's the final lap before the last obstacle race. Raptors on the left, Essex boys on the right. Here's the first turn. I think this is going to be a close race if there are no mishaps. These are 2 cars with the same weight and a similar profile.
Tom, have you got your glasses on? Very different profiles of these cars.
I guess. Very clean race so far. Essex boys are hot on Raptors' trail, but not close enough. That's a win for Raptors.
That's the first time we've had a rally race where we haven't had the same team win both races, but Raptors did spin out on the first lap. Essex boys look set to lock in a place in the final and maybe come top of the opening round, but let's see how the obstacle race goes.
Essex boys start in the left lane in their Ford F-150 in the final rally race, and Raptors racing on the right in the Baja Bison. I gotta say, I will be amazed if the F-150 doesn't deliver another home run here. It doesn't do the best job at clearing the obstacles, but they do nothing at all to slow this absolute machine down. I mean, it's just effortlessly tears through the obstacle course, leaving the Bison halfway around the track.
Another win for the F-150. That Tom clearly is going to be dreaming about tonight.
The smell of that 3-liter turbo diesel engine is making me fluster, to be honest. I think we're going to have to do an all F-150s race event one day. Essex boys are now in second place, and Raptors are set to exit the tournament bottom of the group. But let's see where the final lap leaves us.
Raptors take the left in the Bison, Essex boys on the right in the F-150, going past the ski resort now, and down the slope towards the first set of obstacles. Raptors are currently leading. Essex boys overtake, stealing first place, and oh man, Raptors flipped up over that hay bale, and that's a crash. Essex boys are cruising towards the victory lane now, but still giving it everything they have to deliver.
Let's see that replay. I honestly thought the Bisons would perform a lot better on this track. But yeah, what a flip though. I did not see that coming.
Well, you did this time. Here it comes, Joe.
Bosh, glad to see you're back on the espressos, Ruby.
Oh, I know Bosch, the British guy who likes a cheeky Chinese takeaway. Legend. Here is the final scoreboard, spectators. Raptors exit the tournament at the bottom of the leaderboard. but with their heads held high after multiple race and lap wins over the last few weeks. Thanks for racing, guys.
Hardcore Poetic Racing are just 6 points behind Puffs Racing and will also unfortunately exit the tournament today. Inspirational vehicles, guys. Fantastic design. Excellent obstacle smashers and reliable vehicles landing multiple race wins. Thanks for taking part.
That means Puffs Racing will take on Essex Boys Racing in the Tournament of the Undead Final. Well done.
Welcome to the Tournament of the Undead Final. What an eventful tournament it has been, and today will certainly continue that trend. We will be treating you to our first ever 4-car race later today before we crown the winner of the 2024 Tournament of the Undead.
Yes, it's going to be a frightful night. I am Gerald the Undead Clocksmith, and I will be filling in for Joe tonight. He didn't have much say in the matter.
Yeah, I can't wait to present with you today, Gerald. Let's see the finalists.
Oh, cheer up, Thomas. Essex boys are back with their fast Felion in the final rally race. This has performed well, but can it beat Puff's Datsun Bluebird? Their life may depend on it.
We will see, Gerald. In the obstacle race, Essex boys, of course, have their undefeated Ford F-150, which is unlikely to disappoint today against Puff's Datsun pickup.
Oh, what the hell? You've taken Ruby too, Gerald.
Are you feeling okay, Tom? There has never been a Ruby working here. Just me, Olivia.
I am really getting creeped out now. Screw this, I am out of here.
Well, I think we have introduced all the vehicles now. Shall we get on with the ruddy races, dear Olivia? Although I do have all the time in the world. Heh.
Essex boys, Fast Felion takes the left lane and Puff's undefeated Datsun Bluebird is on the right. Go, go, go.
Puff's Bluebird accelerates into first place with Essex boys close behind. Both of these vehicles handle the chicane beautifully.
Well, that gap is growing as we approach the finish line. Essex boys better
It's
step
a
on
bit
it.
late for that, Travis. Puff has already crossed the finish line, you silly man.
Well, I'm a bit new to this. Producers sent me to fill in for Tom. Anywho, Puff is 3 points ahead. Let's go to lap 2, brother.
In the final rally race lap, Puff's blue Datsun takes the left and Essex boys the right.
Ooh-wee, that Datsun is a thing of beauty, ain't it, Olivia?
Yes, it's certainly, fast.
Ain't it just? Puff absolutely flew through the chicane and is miles ahead now. Essex boys are running out of options.
But we know they will dominate the obstacle race, don't we, Travis?
That's another win for Puff. Only I know the past, present, and future. Don't tempt fate. Puff takes the crown for the rally race and has a 6-point lead. Essex boys will be hoping Puff misses at least one checkpoint in the obstacle race.
Well, yeehaw, it's time for our first 4-car race. My fingers are tingling with excitement, y'all. Here we go.
I had to come back for this. Hell yeah, yeehaw, woof, woof. Let's go, boys.
Right. Well, the Fast Felion started in the pole position and is leading. Let's release the beast, the F-150, onto the open track. Here we go.
We almost lost the Datsun pickup over the edge, and the F-150 has overtaken it into third place.
That's a win for Essex boys. Let's see that again and look at the overtakes.
Good shout. Puff's Datsun Bluebird came out of the back into second place early on, whilst the F-150 was held back on the 2-lane section by the Datsun pickup. Great to see 4 clean jumps.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that would go. Great overtake from the F-150, but it couldn't quite catch up with the Bluebird, which did surprise me, to be honest.
Oh yeah, me too, Travis.
Puff's white Datsun pickup starts in the left in our obstacle race, and Essex boys in the undefeated F-150 on the right.
Puff is currently in first place, but the F-150 is, now flying past through.
Damn, that was crazy. Essex boys pushed 2 hay bales over the jump and just obliterated the pile of objects on landing.
Brad, I mean, these obstacles have just gone everywhere, man. Love that F-150.
Another obstacle lap win from Essex boys, but Puff also scored high for passing all the checkpoints. Let's watch the action replay before we go to the final lap.
Puff started out good, but Essex boys have just been unmatched in their ability to blast the F-150 through the chicane, and that always gives them a huge head start. It is just a very fast truck, though, a real beauty.
Yes, it is. And Puff has also done a great job with the Datsun pickup, which has had no problems with the obstacles this tournament.
And it's the final lap of the obstacle race, with the outcome deciding the winner. Puff only need to finish the race to take home the trophy.
Well, don't forget Puff did crash on the obstacle race last week, so who knows what could happen. Essex boys are currently leading, though.
What the clean jump and Puff is, nowhere to be seen.
Essex boys are approaching the final straight towards the finish line now.
Old Puff's Racing have just crossed their third checkpoint, giving them the 6 points they needed.
Let's check this bad boy replay out. Well, this was yet another comfortable obstacle race win for Essex boys. But Puff has also continuously performed well in the obstacle races with this Datsun pickup, which has not been fazed by the obstacles on the track at all.
Well done, mortals. Congratulations to Puff's Racing, who are the 2024 Tournament of the Undead winners. Well done, Essex boys, for winning every single obstacle race in the tournament. But unfortunately, you now meet the same fate of the other losing teams. Death. Hehehe. I shall now retreat to my clocksmiths until next Halloween.
Thank you for watching Tournament of the Undead. Please subscribe and drop us a comment to let us know what you thought of the tournament. See you next time, folks.